Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Ash, and we're going to do a quick breaking transfer news as of this morning. Ruben Amorim has been sacked by the Manchester United board following it, more or less his comments against Leeds on Sunday. Uh, Basically, Gary Neville and stuff was speaking to him. Uh, Basically, comments were kind of addressed to the board. He wasn't happy. He says something. I noticed you received selective information about everything. He basically said, I came here to be the manager of Manchester United, not the coach, and that is clear. And then he also said, he just basically quoted some big managers, but I am the manager of Manchester United, and it's going to be like this for 18 months or when the board decided to change. I will do my job, and every department, the scouting department, the sporting director needs to do their job. That's calling out other departments and everything. Interesting words to put in. Again, he said this thing where he said, I'm going to be finishing. I will not quit until they have someone to replace me. So, yeah, very, very interesting. This has evidently come out of the comments that he's had towards the club rather than his actual footballing results. Interesting. So this was a club statement. I've got it on here from what Ben Jacobs basically just quoted it. It's easier format than what was on the Manchester United website to kind of understand. Basically, this is what Manchester United have said. With Manchester United sitting sixth for the Premier League, the club's leadership has reluctantly made the decision that it is the right time to make a change. This will give the team the best opportunity to finish the highest in the Premier League finish. I'm unsure about that if that's true. Personally, I think if Amorim stayed and did this January transfer window, he probably has the best chance to get the highest level finish for Manchester United this season. So I kind of disagree with that. The club would like to thank Ruben for his contribution to the club and wish him well for the future. Again, I'm not saying everything exact word for word. Darren Fletcher will take charge in the game against Burnley. That is interesting, since currently Darren Fletcher has actually two of his own children who play for Manchester United. So I don't really understand how that's going to work out. But very interesting how this has all gone down. Obviously, he's been sacked, so he's probably going to get a £15 million fee for that sort of like his the club contribution that he gives him if they get sacked. A lot of managers and players all have that. They kind of get compensation. Crazy story to come out today, though. Let's be honest. You've had January transfer window has been open for 5 days. You've had the most movement within clubs has been managers right now. You got the likes of Liam Rosnier. I can never say the guy's name. He's flown in to London last night, so he's looking like he's probably going to be appointed as a Chelsea manager. So Maresca's been sacked. Chelsea's probably going to appoint their new manager today. Ruben Amorim's been sacked at 10 o'clock this morning by Man United. Again, you could probably draw a line. Is this... You knew Maresca was talking to Juventus and Man City because the club Chelsea came out, Blue Co and all that came out and said that. Could that potentially be a thought process that by Man United? Did Maresca and Man United potentially have a conversation like Ineos or St James Ratcliffe? Did they have a conversation with Maresca behind closed doors and it wasn't actually said out to the media? Potentially. Me personally, I think it was just Ruben Amorim's comments the other day, kind of calling out the board and other departments, something you kind of can't really do, to be honest. So I think the board was left no choice other than to sack him. But yeah, guys, let me know what your thoughts. Who's going to be the manager going forward? I think there's a very good chance that potentially Darren Fletcher even could be the manager for another couple games. The January window's just started, so I think it's best if they get a new manager in soon because they'll be able to do some signings, consolidate the squad to push on for the Champions League spots, because that will be interesting because Man United are on the precipice of getting Champions League as well. So, do you know what? I'll get up the table as well, just to kind of go through it all. So, as you can see, Man United are currently 6th, joint with 5th, joint with Chelsea. Not really had terrible set of results. They've not been great at home, so they'll be 9th away and home. You would like to think that they're probably going to get a manager in, work on their home form. The likes of Kobbie Mainoo might actually be starting, actually get a place now in the team. It's going to be interesting to see how this goes, how it's gonna unfold. I've heard a lot of people say that Man United may not get a manager until the end of the season. I completely disagree with that. I think that'll be a terrible decision by the club, because at the moment, a lot of teams have dropped points, and they could basically bring in a new manager, give them some backing in this January transfer window, and bring them from 6th to try and fight for the Champions League spots, which will probably have 5th, I imagine, again this year, because we're doing very well in European competitions as a Premier League. So yeah, it's an interesting one. Let me know what your thoughts are, guys, in the comments down below. Will Slot be the next one to get fired? Who knows? Is sackings galore this Premier League season? We've had, obviously, Forest have like 3 different managers. It's Wolves, West Ham, all going through managers. It's a crazy time. Who do you think Man United's next manager is going to be? Is it going to be Maresca, Xavi Alonso? I think, like I said, Chelsea's manager seems like it's going to be set on with Rosnier. Interesting, though. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section down below. Leave a like, and I will speak to you guys very soon.